Alright, so hello ODDLAND, welcome to Lithuania. It's your first time here, and maybe for the first question you can tell us some of your first impressions in our country.
Yes, we're very impressed with Vilnius. It's a very beautiful city, so it's been very, we haven't been here, any of us here before, so it was a nice surprise to see how nice the city is.
Winning Suomi Metal Star in 2011 could be considered quite a milestone in your young band's career. What would you say would be the next milestone in ODDLAND's career, and why?
Probably at least making our next record. That's what we're going to focus on next, later this year. I'm sure that will be some kind of milestone.
Yes, and I think that also it would be good to land like a good support slot for like a bigger band of the same genre, so that would be a really good thing.
Yeah.
What kind of band would you consider then?
Oh man, if I would choose, I would say probably, well, all the guys can say what they think, but Pain of Salvation would be awesome. Maybe Carnival would also be like very cool. But I don't know what you guys think. What would be perfect?
Well, it's kind of hard to name any specific one, you know, but some band that is has something similar, you know, to us. Like we had a mini tour with Soen early this year, and I think we were a perfect fit together. So something like Soen would be a great, maybe the Ocean or things like that.
Sure.
9 years have passed from the band's formation to your first full album. Did it take so long to write the material, or was it something else? You can just take the microphone.
Yeah,
it will be easier.
Okay. Yes. Well, it wasn't really that it took so long to make the album. I guess we just evolved as a band, and we made new songs, and then we said that this is shit. That let's get rid of these songs and write new ones, and then it kind of evolved. The whole sound just evolved, and then I don't know. But then we made this one demo in 2010, Away from the Watching Eye, and at this point we decided that we're gonna try and see if we can make something out of this band and try a little harder and a little bit more serious. So I guess that's how we ended up like writing this album, our debut album. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little more about your experience working with Dan Swana?
Well, it was a very good experience, and yeah, he's a very patient guy, and he really knows what he's doing. So yes, it was quite a pleasure to work with him, and yeah, well, what can I say? A really nice guy, and he, well, you know, when we were like asking, we were mixing the album, and we were asking like, can you put like more punch and something like very vague descriptions of what we wanted, and he always knew like what to do, and yeah, it was a very good experience.
And I have to add that he's a very hard-working and very fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when we demanded something, it took maybe one day or half a day, and then there was something new that he offered, you know. That didn't matter if the changes were big or small, but he always delivered it very fast. I think that's the right word.
You mentioned that the Treachery of Senses is not a conceptual album, but yet it has quite a, I suppose, a running theme of the difference between perception and interpretation.
Yeah.
Where did this theme come from? Maybe from music or literature, or where did you get inspiration for that?
Well, I write the lyrics for our songs, so I guess it might have something to do with like my personality and my interest in like intra-psychic phenomena, you know. So So I guess that's why that's the running theme on the album. I tend to think about those things a lot, so it kind of comes across in the lyrics as well. So I guess that's how the theme came to the album, even if it's a loose theme, but anyway, you know.
And how do you think this theme translates musically into ODDLAND's creative path?
Wow, that's a hard question.
I think usually the songs exist before the lyrics, I suppose, so I think it would be wrong to say that the lyrics affect the music very much.
Yes, probably so, but we do play around with rhythms and melodies and different things a lot, so I guess in that sense, like the treachery of senses, that when you think that something is going on musically, but then something else happens, you know, something unexpected. So I guess in that way maybe it's a little bit, you can hear it in the music as well.
Yeah, that's true.
What would you say are the most important aspects of your live performances? Because you know, for example, like thrash metal bands tend to focus on getting the crowd in a circle bit, and some maybe ambient bands focus on getting the atmosphere right. So what would you say is most important playing live for ODDLAND?
Well, I think when we feel good about playing, it delivers to the crowd, and they notice it, and they get along.
With the kind of music we play with, it's probably not the easiest like form of metal to play live, so it's kind of important to us to be able to play it like well, to be accurate, because we know that people in the audience, at least the ones who know our music, are going to be listening if we can pull the stuff off live as well. So yeah, we try to accomplish that as well. So I guess that's kind of important for us as well.
Do you have to make perhaps any compromises when adapting the songs you recorded live, or do you just do them as they are?
I think nowadays we pretty much play them as they are on the album. Like, we've been working really hard on that, like adding the background vocals and backing tracks and whatever. So now I think we have everything almost that is on the album, except for the acoustic guitars. But I bet that 90% of people don't even notice that there are acoustic guitars on this album.
So I guess yeah, when I go see a band that I really like, I don't expect it to hear it to sound exactly like the album, but I expect to hear like something very close to that. So I guess for that reason, at least for me, it's important to be able to do that, like to some extent at least.
What was the most crazy, the most bizarre thing that ever happened while you were playing in other countries?
We've been asked this before, but we just don't remember what we said.
Well, maybe we had this one show in Belgium, and it was like the smallest cafe or bar you can imagine, and we were playing in the corner of the bar, and it was just like
Next to the toilets.
next to the toilets and next to the bar stools were like 1 meter from us, and it was a little crazy, but it was fun. It was fun experience, but that was like it was a how should I put it?
Unique.
Yes, unique.
I guess that we've been lucky that we don't have many bizarre experiences. You know, everything has went very well.
Yes, so far. Yeah.
So that's why there aren't so many great stories to tell about.
There's always something that's difficult, or something goes wrong, and then something breaks and stuff like that. But that's like normal, and you just have to live with that.
And maybe we are just a kind of born in rockers because we are not drug addicts or fucking alcoholics. You know, we aren't fucking messed up all the time, so everything goes kind of smoothly always. But boring.
What's your opinion on social media and modern metal? Does the social media help new bands, or do you think that the new bands lose something because of the social media?
I don't know. On the other hand, I think it helps bands to get their like music across like very easily to a lot of people. But then again, it makes it there's so much music on the internet, you know, and it's kind of hard to push your own thing over the others so that people will take the time to listen to it, you know. So, and yeah, I guess it's like there's one side to the story and another one. So yeah, but for a modern metal band these days, you have to be like somehow connected to the social media, or else you're like, it will be very hard for you to do anything, I think.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the Finnish metal scene and how does it accept prog metal? What's the state of prog metal in Finland?
Well, I guess it's okay. There are some people like that are interested in prog metal like a fair amount, but it's a subgenre in any country, you know. So the bigger things are like different bands, I think, or different styles at least. What do you think?
I guess in Finland, all the genres have their own audience, you know. There are, it's kind of unique. How do I say it? I mean, metal is so popular in Finland, you know, there's a lot of rock to metal, so everyone has their share, so, but nothing is bigger than the other, I think. Maybe the folk metal is a little bigger.
I think so, yeah.
And maybe kind of,
Power metal.
maybe power metal.
Or power metal, I suppose those are the biggest.
So, as a prog metal band, still you're always one step ahead of other styles. So, what would you say is the next big step in music in general? You know, like the invention of the electric guitar was the new big step in music. The involvement of the computer was the next big step in music. What would you guys, as musicians, say is the next big step in music?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is that maybe with all the new technology and people like editing everything, we do it as well, of course, as any modern metal band does. Edits like the songs, and when they're mixing and they make it sound like really, really, really tight. But I think that maybe there might be like a tendency to go towards like a more natural sound. Maybe, I don't know. This is just a guess, but as things tend to go in cycles, so maybe like the more traditional ways of recording will come more into style. I don't know.
But, I mean, this is of course a really, really hard question.
Yes.
But on the other hand, I agree that probably there will be this kind of backlash to the more natural sound. But now it seems that many of the ultra modern metal is going to this like really hyper-produced stuff, so that the sound is created really with the editing room, and you get this like, I always relate this like gent has been this very like fashionable genre. I somehow relate that to dubstep in electronic music and Skrillex and like that. So it has this very nervous, very highly produced quality. It seems to be some kind of trend nowadays. But maybe what Sakari said will be, I hope there will be this kind of strike back towards the more natural sound.
Alright, for the end of the interview, a few lighter questions. Do you ever go on stage after drinking?
Well, I used to do that, and then I learned. And nowadays I don't drink more than like 1 or 2 beers, and it's just not possible for me. I don't know if the other guys drink in secret.
It doesn't openly.
Yeah.
No, I think that goes for all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, referring to
what was the most memorable comment that you ever got about your music from anyone?
Well, okay, I don't know about the other guys, but there was this one lady who told me that one of that some well, she didn't mention the song specifically, but the album somehow helped her like when she was having a hard time. So that was like, I think that stuck with me the most. I don't know what you guys had some. I guess every time when someone like honestly comes and says that I really enjoy your music, it's always like a really big thing. You know, it's just it's always so cool, and you don't really get like fed up with that when people come to say, but yeah.
So, any last words for your fans in Lithuania?
Yeah. Well, we hope you keep trucking on and listening to good bands, and yeah, we hope to come here again, preferably soon, and see you guys again.